Hi, today I'm going to show you how to find the perimeter of the following figure. To find the perimeter, we have to add all of our sides, but first we have to simplify. Here I have 5 to the cubed power of 54. I then prime factorized and got 3 to the third power times 2. Since 3 to the third power is divisible by the cube root, I can take the 3 outside and multiply it by 5. And then I got 15 to the third power of 2. I kept doing my prime factorization and taking out the numbers based on the cube root. I did this to my other sides, and then for this one I got 15 to the cubed power of 2. As you can tell, this is the same answer we got in the first side. Remember that prime factorization is super important. That's supposed to be a 2. Oh, there you go. Now we have all of our sides simplified, and the last step is to add them all up. Here we got 38. Since it's addition, we're gonna keep the cube roots the same. That means that it's 38 to the cube root of 2. That's our final answer.
Then we have problem number 2 that says the revenue of a company is determined subtracting the costs to its income. If Rx represents the income for selling X product and CX represents the cost of producing X number of items, determine the simplified expression if the revenue is represented by IX.
Okay, so here we have the formula of the revenue, which is 2x square root of 54x cubed plus 3x squared square root of 24x. The first thing we need to do is take out the prime factors of 54 and of 24, which I've already done here and here. Then we need to simplify these expressions. So we write 2x and we replace the 54 with its prime factors. So we have 2 and we have a 3 cubed, but since we need to have an exponent that it's divided by 2, we write 3 squared by 3. And we do the same with the x squared by x. And then we just take the 3 out, so we have 2 divided 2 by the 2 of the root, so we have 3. 3 by 2 is 6x, and since we also need to take out this x and divide its exponent by 2, it's again x, so we have 2x and 6x squared. And what's left inside is 2, 3, and x. So we multiply 2 by 3, 6x. Then we have the other one, that is 3x squared, square root of, and we have 2 cubed, but we write 2 squared by 2 by 3 by x, and this equals 2, we take out the 2 and multiply it by 3. 6x squared, and we have left inside this. So we just multiply everything, and this is what we get. 2 by 3, 6 by x, 6x. Then we need to add these two expressions, and what we get by adding 6x squared square root of 6x plus 6x squared square root of 6x is 12x squared square root of 6x. So this is the value of the revenue. This is the value of the revenue. And now to calculate the income, we have that it's the value of the revenue, that is 12x squared square root of 6x minus the value of the cost, that is 3x squared square root of 6x. And when we subtract those, we get the income. So we get that the income is 9x squared square root of 6x. And this is our result for the 2.1. Okay, so for part number 2, problem number 2, we need to get the exact value of the revenue. And from last problem, we got that the revenue is equal to 12x squared, square root of 6x. And they also give us that we need to substitute the value of x with 100. So the first thing we need to do is rewrite the expression and substitute the x's with the 100. So here we will have 12 100 to the 2, 6 by 100. Then we need to multiply this 12 by 10,000 square root of 6 by 100. Then we have our x is equal to 12 by 10,000 is 120,000, and we need to take out the 100. So the square root of 100 is 10. So we take it out and we have a 10. This is by 10 and square root of 6. So we have our x is equal to 1,200,000 square root of 6, because we can't do anything else with the 6. So our revenue will be this one.
We now move on to the third exercise, which is asking us to find the area of a rectangle of the following figure and to express the answer in an exact and simplified way. To obtain the area of a rectangle, you need to multiply the base by the area. On this exercise, you can see that both the height and the base are expressed with radicals, which means we'll have to simplify them. Over here, we have the height, which is 2 square root of 6 plus 3 square root of 2, but it can't be simplified. Now the base, which is 5 square root of 6 minus 3 square root of 8. 5 square root of 6 can't be simplified, but 3 square root of 8 can. Over here, we've already simplified it, and it now is 5 square root of 6 minus 6 square root of 2. Now, for the multiplication, we need to multiply everything by everything. To do this, I usually use a square, placing one of the operations on the top and one on the side, and then multiplying as shown with the arrows. You'll obtain the following combinations. You now multiply what's outside the radical and what's inside of the radical as shown. Once you have the results, you simplify them. Then you add them up and obtain the final result, which is 24 plus 6 square root of 3.
So in this exercise, we need to find the height of the rectangular prism. And we have this data. We have the volume, the two sides of the base, so we need to multiply them to obtain the area of the base, and the formula to obtain the height is divide the volume between the area of the base. So in the process, we first multiply the two of the criteria of the base, and this is the answer. After, we need to simplify the answer to the minimum expression in the below part, so this is the answer. And after, We simplified to the minimum expression the volume of the rectangular prism, and this is the final answer. So it is impossible to divide this because there is different square roots, and also like the base of the number is different. So this is the final answer.